Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Carson and today we're going to do a fall Thanksgiving glam look for everyone to wear to their Thanksgiving parties to see all the family that they haven't seen probably for the whole year. If you want to know how to do this, stay tuned and we'll get started. So first we're going to use e.l.f.'s Power Grip Primer plus Niaminicide to prep and prime. I just put this on my fingers and rub it in everywhere. After letting that dry, I use Colorpop's No Filter Primer. I feel like that one just preps your skin for the foundation but doesn't really help fill your pores any, so I just put that where I have bad pores. Then I'm going to go in with foundation. I'm going to use the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage foundation because this is my favorite foundation. It's so good. If you haven't tried it, definitely try it. It's only like $10, I think. And there's not a foundation better. When I'm putting my foundation on, I really start at the base. At the base of like my jawline. And work up because my acne is typically worse at my jawline and I don't want a ton of foundation where my skin isn't that bad, you know? And once I get my... Why do I keep chopping stuff? So after finishing putting on my foundation with a brush, I go in with a damp beauty blender and just pat that even more into my skin to make it look more flawless. Once I get my foundation completely applied, I always go in with like some sort of lip balm so my lips are prepped for lipstick. And this is the Kosas Plump Plus Juicy Collagen Lip Boost. And I really like this. So today for contouring, I'm going to use Milk Makeup's Contour Bronzing Stick. It is in the shade Pallete and it's the matte bronzing stick. So I just put this like right above my natural cheekbones. And then on my forehead, I put it right like that. And then I'll put it down my nose as well for some nose contouring. Across like that, across like that. Under my lip. And in the jawline. Sometimes I'll put like a little under my chin too. Brush by Il Maquillage, I think is how you say it, and it's their 100 foundation blending brush. I like this because it's not too dense. It's good for blending out my contour and stuff like that. So I typically blend this up and just tap and dab until it's blended enough for my liking. Same thing to the other side. When blending my top, I just blend it into my hairline and down. So I don't have too much on, but I have enough. That makes... Then I'm going to go in with EcoTools Angled Concealer Brush. I'm going to just blend out my nose contour. I love this brush for nose contour because it just gets right in there perfectly. And I just tap this in and up the bridge of my nose and then that little spot across it. I have a big nose, so I do love nose contour, but my concealer is going to make this look normal. Okay, now we're going to go with concealer. I use the Kosas concealer. This is their one with the skincare ingredients in it, caffeine and all of that. I love this concealer. It's been my favorite for a while now. It's in the shade 01N because I need the lightest shade, obviously. So pale. I just put it in the corners of my eye and down like the sides of my nose. And on the outer corners of my eye, and the bridge and tip of my nose. Top of my forehead, I just like to do a little X. Same thing with my chin, just a little X. And that helps. You can also put it below your contour if you want it to be more defined. I don't today. For blending my concealer, I love this triangled kabuki type brush. It's flat on the top, but it makes it good to get into all these little creases, and the angles on it are just perfect for my concealer for some reason. I believe this is by IT Cosmetics. I use it so much that it doesn't have the writing on it anymore, but I just blend this out under my eyes and up to kind of give a lifting effect, and then down to clean up my contour over there. Same thing on this side. I just do down the side of my nose and my eye. I do go over top of my eye too with like the rest of the leftover concealer on my brush, just to cover any little veins I have on there without it being too heavy. When I'm done with contour and highlighting and everything, I just go back in with the Beauty Blender again and just kind of tap everywhere to make sure everything is super blended like I want it to be. Okay, now we're gonna start our eyes. I'm using the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia today. I love this palette. Yes, I know it's old, but I just love it. So we're gonna use this. I'm gonna start this by using just a big fluffy brush. This one's by Morphe, the M505 brush. And I'm gonna go in Tempera out of my palette, tap it, and go all over my eyelid just to kind of prep them and make sure my eyeshadow blends smoother. So do that to both eyes. Perfect. So I want this look to be very Thanksgiving, fall, all the fall Thanksgiving vibes. So I'm gonna go with Cypress Umber first, this dark brown shade with my Morphe M506. It's a smaller, fluffy brush. And let me get closer. I'm just gonna go in on my outer corners heavily and just tap and pack that color on my outer corner. Okay, and I went and did that on both sides of my eye. It's like a little triangle on the outer corner too, and it ends where my eyebrow ends. And then I do want to add a little bit of red into this. So I'm gonna add this red right here. It's red ochre, I believe. And I'm just gonna take like another fluffy brush, bigger than the small one I used to pack this. It's smaller than the big one I used. And put a little bit on there, tap it. And I'm just gonna put that like right on the edge of the brown I just did, towards the outside, maybe even a little bit more in. Like this, it's still not gonna look great, I know that, but you just put it just like that and it can still look very unblended. I'm gonna go ahead and do it to this side too, same thing, just right on the edge of it to add some color to this look. Okay, you're gonna have something looking like this. It looks a little heavy and not great, but then we're gonna go in with this raw sienna color right here. It's just a really light pale brown on my big fluffy brush that I used to blend out that white. And I'm gonna start blending these colors together. So I'm going over top of them with this and that color, and then I'm bringing them in as well. So we're just gonna really blend and bring in. I blend in circles, and you can also blend it out as well to soften up that edge over there and in. And then just swooping back and forth, really blending till you're happy with how they're blended. Okay, now that it looks like this and is mostly kind of blended out, I'm gonna take that same brush, I cleaned it off, and I'm gonna go in with the white color we used at the very beginning, the Tempera. Right there, it's like a creamy white. And I'm just gonna go where the top is, towards my brow bone, and really just blend back and forth, circles, all of it, just to ensure this is really blended and seamless. And I'm just gonna keep going over that. Okay, everything looks nice and blended now, like this. And I'm gonna take that same Cypress Umber dark brown shade from the palette and kind of just repack that on the outer corner, because when blending, it just dulled it down a bit. So I'm just gonna pack that back out there just to build up that color a little bit more. While I'm doing this, I can kind of blend this in so I don't have a bunch of messy eyeshadow again. Okay, now that that color all looks really well and isn't super faded anymore, I'm gonna go in with e.l.f.'s 16-Hour Camo Concealer. This one is in the shade Light Beige, and I'm just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand, just a bit, and we're gonna take a flat concealer brush. And this is a really fun part, okay? So you're just gonna put enough on your brush, not too much, but not too little either. And you're gonna go in and you're gonna carve out a crease, but nothing too crazy. because we still want these colors to be looking really good. So I go up right here. I go like right above into my crease, and you can just push into where you want it. Like I can feel the bone in there. And I just lightly go off of that and kind of create the shape that I want carved out. Crease, just so you can see the colors a little bit more than you would if I just did my crease. And then I'm gonna fill that in. Everything we just carved out, just fill in. I just drag down from what I already used so there's not too much product. And this doesn't have to be perfect unless you're just gonna leave it like this, because you can leave it like this and it'll be more like sleek and professional looking, or you can go ahead and I'm gonna add glitter because I want it to be very glam and bold. But just like that, and it's not blended on the edge, you can use your finger and kind of blend that more. And to blend, I kind of just push the color into the concealer. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing to the other eye. Okay, if you want to leave it like this and just put like a white or cream colored eyeshadow over that instead of glitter, you can kind of blend it into the outer with your fingers. Would be really easy to do. So here it is, and I'm almost positive it says in the shade Flirty. For my glitter, I'm using NYX's Glitter Brilliance glitter, and it's in the shade 04. So I'm going to take that, and I'm just going to pour some into the lid. And sit that down right there. And then I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. little glitter shadow, which is really pretty. I'll come closer and put it over all of the concealer I just did. Same spot. Just going over it all. And kind of just blend that carefully out into the outer corner because they're so good. Or glitter liquid shadows. And then I use this big fluffy brush. This is the Morphe, I don't know, it was in one of their holiday ones, and I get some of the glitter on it, which this is definitely gonna fall out. So if you don't want fallout, you can put a paper towel under you. I'm just gonna go for it though. And I'm just gonna pat it to where I applied that liquid eyeshadow. Just like this. So fun, so pretty. Where it's kind of patchy and didn't cover great, I'm just gonna add a little bit more of that e.l.f. shadow. You can also use a glitter glue for this. That would probably work better. But I wanted to use these today, so that's what I'm doing. And then that will all cover that in. Looks so cute. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing to the other eye. So that glitter shadow. Okay, now that the eyeshadow is done, I'm gonna go in and clean up the edges. I want mine really sharp. You can leave them like this if you want to, kind of more subtle, or you can make them sharp like I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this Luxe concealer brush, same one I used to carve out my crease, with the same e.l.f. concealer. And I'm gonna go from the bottom lash line out to just straight out from it. All right, so you're just gonna take this from here and move it in a straight line. You can go up towards your brow. I want mine to go out more, so that's what I'm gonna do this time. Okay, Beauty Blender and pat out. This is just gonna help it be more seamless as well. Okay, now we're gonna start again on our face. This is the Luxe Tapered Highlighting Brush. I'm gonna go in with this and some powder. I use the Coty Airspun Translucent Powder. It's still one of my favorites. So I tap it under my eyes. That's really important to set because eyes crease super bad. So I'm gonna do that and then keep going and tapping. I'm gonna do all around my T-zone. Basically anywhere I crease or get really oily, I'm putting this powder. And in my forehead. After the powder, I'm going to go in with the contour kit by Anastasia as well. And I just mix these two colors right here, the first two colors. And I'm using the same tapered brush because it's perfect to really get in there. Put a little bit on each side. And just put it in basically where I already put all the contour. Just to add more. Adding that extra contour is completely optional. If you don't like a bunch of contour, I would not add it. But then I go in with my Kimchi bronzer. This is the Thaler bronzer in TBR03. I'm just gonna do a little bit because this one is a little too dark and orange for me, but I still like it. Okay, there is that. And I really use the bronzer to blend my contour so my contour doesn't look so harsh and looks more blended into my face. And then with this being a Thanksgiving look, I want to look like deeper, cold, blushy. I don't know. That's the vibes I want. So I'm gonna use a deeper blush. This is the Wonder Beauty Wondrous Dusk to Dawn Blush and Highlight Palette. I have not really used this a bunch of times, but this is the color Havana Nights by them. I don't know if you can see, but this is a really pretty color. And I'm just putting this on a huge fluffy brush and I'm gonna put it all over my face. I'm a blush girl. I love blush and I love a deep blush like this. I think it's super fun. And I really feel like that matches the whole look. So let's put the rest kind of everywhere. Okay, for highlight, I'm gonna use one of my favorite highlights. This is the Ofra Feeling Myself highlighter palette. This is so old and I'm not sure what these two highlighters in them are, but I use the two goldish colored ones in it. And I'm just gonna mix them together and then put this on the high points of my face. And I also love a good highlighter. These ones are so good. I have some other ones that I like too, but for fall, these are so nice because they have that golden color to them. And I do a lot of highlighter, tons of it. I'm gonna go on the tip of my nose. I'm actually gonna go with my finger so I can get more just right there and right there. And then I'll blend those out. Like I said, I love highlighter. And then I'm gonna go in on my Cupid's bow. Just put a bunch because I feel like that comes off fast. And a little above my brow. Just like that. Okay, now we're gonna do brows. I'm using the NYX Lift and Snatched brow like pencil pen type thing. I don't do a lot to my brows actually. I just kind of fill in the beginning of them. I do the bottom and then I kind of flick up. I use this to make it look more like hairs instead of that big bulky brow. I like mine to look more natural and wispy and thick and full. And then I go in where I am supposed to have more of an arch and same thing, kind of create hair strokes. Just like that. And then I kind of just go down as well. And then I'll go in to my brow and just start putting some hair strokes because my brows are a lot cooler colored than most brow products for some reason. So I just try to match them a little bit more with it. Like this brow pencil is specifically very, very warm.
I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. Just some strokes in the bottom.
Okay, after I fill them in, I go in with e.l.f.'s Brow Lift. And I love this brow gel, honestly. I think it's so good and it makes my brows last so well. And then I'm also going to use the Luxie 201 Brow and Lash Brush. And I go in and I just lift my brows up like this to give them that wispy, natural look and want them to stay like that all day. So this really does that. The bottom I do more down. And I just keep brushing them till I get the wispy shape that I want, which is kind of like an up and out movement for me, how I like them, which this is basically how I like them, just like that. Okay, now I'm gonna go in and add highlighter on my brow bone, same highlighter I used for my face, the 041, and I'm just gonna go right under it, not all the way down or anything, just more right in that arch, just to make it look lifted and shiny. And this also looks better when you wax your eyebrows or don't have so much brow everywhere. I'm going to put that same highlight in my inner corners as well. And I'm going to do a good amount in my inner corners. Because like I said, I want this really glowy and pretty. And with it being sparkly on my eyelid, I feel like this just needs more to stand out. Just like that. And underneath my lashes, I'm going to take that red ochre from the Modern Renaissance palette that I used to add some color to my eyeshadow look. And I'm going to put that right under the outer half of my eye. Just the outer half and into the eyeshadow. And I'm just using the red because I want to add more color to this. And I have blue eyes and this red really makes my eyes just pop and I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and do it just like that. And then I'm just going to take a small Luxie, this is a mini flat angled brush, and I'm going to use that really light raw sienna brown color on this and blend this with that. Just so it's not so harsh right under my eye. And I like the way that looks. And then to make this even more fun, I'm just going to add a little splash more of glitter under my eyes, the inner half. So I'm going to use that same e.l.f. eyeshadow. And then I'm going to take just one of these flat brushes again, put it in the glitter, and tap it right where I just used that. Not as much though, because I don't want a bunch of glitter getting in my eye all day. So I just kind of rub that into there, which just gives it enough to match and look super fun. This next part is also optional. If you think this is enough, stop here. But I like to use eyeliner. I want a wing, and I'm going to do Colourpop's BFF liquid liner on both sides.
I'm just gonna follow this.
Okay, and then once the eyes are everything you want and super fun, you can go ahead and curl your lashes. I just curl them from the base, and then I'll do one up as well. I'm gonna go ahead and do that to both sides. Just like that. And for mascara, I'm using the Telescopic Lift, and I think this is Blackest Black. I don't think it says on it, but I know if I bought it, it's Blackest Black. This is my favorite mascara. I use this pretty much every single time I do my makeup. I start at the base with the pointy part of it and just wiggle it up. And then I'll take the flat part that holds all the product, really put that onto my lashes, and then comb the product through with the pointy part again. Okay, I went ahead and did 2 coats on each lash because I'm not doing fake lashes and I wanted them to still be bold. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do underneath as well. Okay, now that is all done and the look is done other than lipstick. So let's do that. I'm gonna use my favorite lip liners. This is the Long Lasting Gel Lip Liner by Lamel. It's in shade 410. It's such a pretty color. And these are so good. They last all day. I'm just like, oh my God, too crazy. His eyes are bold. And I'm just kind of filling them in with this as well. And then I'm going to go in with my Laura Geller lipstick. This is in the shade Novel Neutral. This is such a pretty lipstick. And we're just going to use that in like the inner parts of our lips. I pat them together, and I think this lip combo together is so stunning and fun, especially for like a Thanksgiving look. It definitely ties it all together. And then I'm also going to use Laura Geller's lip gloss. This is in the color Neutral Ground. It's the Jelly Balm Nourishing Lip Serum. I love these. They feel so good on my lips, and this one has a little bit of sparkle to it, so that's fun for the holidays. Okay, this is the final look. And I love this for Thanksgiving. It's so fun. It's a lot, but it doesn't look so crazy. Like, you don't look ridiculous. You look very glamorous and cute, but not crazy. Or maybe I do look crazy and I just like it. I don't know. But I love it. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.